Hi there, this is Bridget from the PlannerSpeechie. Welcome to the channel. Today I'm going to be planning for the week of July 29th through August 4th, 2024 in my Sadie Stickers planner. I'm just going to go through some of the art really quick. So this kit is from CinderellaPaper. It's called Ice Cream. It's just really sweet art imagery. I love it. Got a couple of little scripts there. Really fun colors. Okay, so that is the art. And then I have a lot of fun stuff to go with this. So first of all, I'll just show these first. I'm going to use these underlays from PlannerSpeechie called Ice Cream 2. This foil is called Cotton Candy, so I thought it would be fun to use that with this shop. I also have these really pretty powder blue foil things that I'm going to use throughout, and I think they came out really well. I have some really fun like ice cream deco, that I thought would be cute. And then I have some rose gold scribble prints and some leftover bundle icons. So this is going to be a mixed metals spread for sure, but I think it's going to be, and of course the Olympics, because the Olympics were happening. So that's from the sticker party. But yes, I'm really excited to lay down the space and get into everything. So I'm going to speed things up and come back in a voiceover.
All right, so this was a really fun spread to do. And I had a lot of there was a lot of joy just putting this down. I used these date covers from Charlotte's Paper Co. just to mark with rose gold to mark the dates. I'm sorry the color looks a little washed out. I'm not really sure what was going on with my phone, but I think it does change. It might just be the way the light is reflecting. Um, so yeah, this was a really fun spread to put together. I've had my eye on this art for a long time, and then it kind of disappeared, and then it reemerged again. Um, and that's the beauty with doing printer shops is they, I would imagine it takes a while to put all of this together. So it's nice to be able to resurface art that has since disappeared because it's seasonal or whatever. But I really enjoyed getting to work with this. So I had a hard time choosing which ones I wanted to use. And honestly, a lot of the spreads were a little repetitive. So, for example, the extra full box that you usually get with your washi and your date covers was the exact same as one of the ones that was provided. So I ended up not doing it twice because I felt like that was silly. Um, I did color block just because we had the matching date covers and that seemed to work really well. We went from this pink to kind of a orange, which I it's more of like a chocolate brown, to be honest, to this mint color, and then a beigey gold, and then back to the pink. So this was a really fun week. This was a continuation of the previous week, so if you haven't seen that plan with me yet, you might want to check it out. It will sort of overlap with what's happening here. See, now my color has corrected itself. I don't know what just happened there. Maybe it was my phone was being weird. Anyway, so my parents were in town, and I had originally gotten these scripts made for me in this powder blue because I thought I was using a different kit. But the powder blue actually seemed to work really well there's lots of little hints of blue in this kit. So it ended up working out perfectly. These cotton candy underlays were really fun. And you know, I wouldn't recommend them for scripts though, because I learned my lesson with the um, red, white, and blue scripts. Because they're sort of striped, they're not going to be consistent across all of the scripts that you use. They'll likely only have two colors in them. So I think if you're gonna go ahead with scripts, it's probably best to do them as a solid um, color rather than that tri-split, because I can tell you right now, like looking at both of those scripts back to back, this one was much, much easier for me to read. Um, so I had so much fun putting these down. I figured out the little trick that a lot of people who do underlays use. If you put the headers down first, you can use the headers as like a stop. So you can see how I'm like balancing it out. And that just means I'm touching the underlay less because I'm always a little paranoid about, am I going to leave like a smudge or it's not going to go down flat. But it looked so good. I really loved putting this together. And there were only a couple of like color aberrations I did that have to do with the TV Thursday stickers. Um, but honestly, this was really fun. So this was the week my parents were visiting. I had just had a major procedure the week before. So I was excited to kind of like put that behind me and not think about it and just allow myself some time to enjoy it. So, oh my gosh, that looks so good. I love the wiggle here. I decided to use checklists for the sidebar because I did have things that I was tracking and I also had the data. So like I wanted to put that in. I used three different trackers. I was tracking my medications, my vitamins, and also just steps. I was trying to be more active and we did a lot of things this week, like lots of things. So I really enjoyed being able to track all of that. And then I had a cleaning tracker. I did use this like really cute, it was sort of Disney themed heart overlay, but I had it. I wanted to use it. I think it looks okay. Um, so anyway, getting to use these foiled scripts just made it a little bit easier to plan so I can sort of talk through exactly what I'm doing. So on Monday, I did have to go back to my doctor for another blood test um, just to confirm uh, something. I can't really remember. And then my parents, oh, I moved stuff around um, because I had my getting gas thing like first. I was actually able to peel that up with minimal damage to the foil. So that was kind of impressive. Um, but anyway, so technically we did get gas first, but we got it at Costco. So I just used my foils to mark that we got gas, and then we went to Costco. My parents are from New York, and Costco is a true nightmare. Like, even parking there is absurd. It can take them up to an hour to park the car, just to park. So, when I showed them our giant parking lot and how we got a spot within 10 minutes, they were like, So, I'm trying to sell them on North Carolina, and I think it's working. We did go home after going to Costco and we played Scrabble. Um, and then we ordered barbecue from Mac's Speed Shop, which is one of my favorite barbecue places in Charlotte. It's really, really good. We did watch surfing and tennis. Surfing is like the surprise hit for me for this games because it was so soothing to have it on in the background. I mean, there were whales breaching and stuff. Like it was remarkable. So anyway, on Tuesday, we decided to go to Imaginon, which is this really incredible children's library in Charlotte that I had heard a lot about, but I hadn't actually been able to go. And since my mother is a children's librarian, we did go together. Now, I did find out that like if you go there without a child, there are certain areas of the library that are off limits to you, and that was actually really cool. I like that they did that. But because I work for the district, I did have special privileges to like walk through. And so we weren't there for a very long time. Um so we went there first and then I decided to take them on kind of a pub crawl. We went to Old Mecklenburg Brewery and had some lunch. That's OMB. And I used a little beer thing to mark that we did that. And then we went to Brewers at Yancey to get Southern Tier Brewing. And we played Scrabble Slam, and it was really fun. Like, they had a great time. We did do Indian food for takeout, and then we watched more surfing and gymnastics in the evening. Um, so that is from Stick with the Plan Co. That squiggle. Um, Then on Wednesday was the best day, so we drove to Asheville. My parents had never been to the Biltmore, so I decided this was the time to go. I bought my tickets the previous week, and we made plans to go there, go to the gardens, and go to the winery because you get free wine flight with your ticket. So it took about 2.5 hours to drive there. So I drove there, or actually, my husband drove there and I drove back. So we toured the Biltmore Estate, and that took a really long time. Like we were in there, and I feel like we time traveled literally because by the time we got out, I had no idea how much time has passed. We were really, really hungry, but because it was in the middle of the week, we ended up having lunch at the Stables restaurant, which is on the premises. And that was really, really fun because you get to literally sit in the stables, and we had the most delicious food. And we were there for a little while. So, like, all of this took a little longer than we anticipated. So at this point in the afternoon, my husband started to get a little grouchy because I don't think he realized like how long this whole day was going to take. And he did take the day off to do this with my family, but he was like very anxious about work, and I was getting kind of annoyed that he was getting anxious, and so we had a little tiff. Um, we did go to the Biltmore Winery, and I wasn't drinking, so I had to like sneak my extra glasses to my parents and my husband, who took it like champs. Like that was pretty fun. Um, and then I just showed them really quickly the Battery Park um, used bookstore, which is also a champagne bar. So it was one of like my favorite places in Asheville. We were only there for a little while though because we had to drive back home. Um, and we did encounter some like crazy weather, um, but it was fine. Then on Thursday morning, we started the day off light by watching some Golden Girls, one of my parents' favorite shows and mine. We did go to the Concord Mills mall, and we went. My dad got some clothes at H&M. My mom and I got stuff at Loft, and then we also stopped by Old Navy. And then for dinner, we had some leftover barbecue, and we watched the ladies all round, and that was really, really fun in the evening. Any of these foiled icons you see are likely from that Plannahana extra bundle thing that I had. Um, but that is an Old Navy script from Carly Plans. Um, then I used this like extra Once More with Love Scribble Prints Co. collab to mark that we had leftover barbecue for dinner. Um, and then I'm like consulting to remember like what was I watching on what day. It was crazy. So then Friday was my parents' last full day with us, so we did watch Golden Girls in the morning with breakfast again. And then I drove them to Winston-Salem, and we decided to explore the Old Salem Museum area, which I have been there. This will be my third time, but I would never actually bought tickets to go inside the houses. So we just kind of walked around and enjoyed ourselves, but we didn't actually go in any of the places. And it was really, really fun. My dad had a great time actually meeting the carpenters because they had a full carpentry thing going on. And he knew the names of all the tools. And he was like showing the guys who worked there, like how to do things. It was pretty great. We also always stop by Winkler's Bakery when we're there. Winkler's has this incredible old oven, and they make this fresh bread and this um, Moravian sugar cake. So that was delicious. We did also have lunch on the premises too, and that was pretty good. It was a little expensive, but I feel like, you know, it was really good food and it was reasonable. Um, so then driving home was like a total disaster. So there were three different car accidents, plus there were these crazy thunderstorms that seemed to follow us. Like we'd get just far enough and then there'd be an accident and then the storm would be back upon us. And so it should have taken like an hour for us to get home. It took 2.5 hours. I was totally wiped out. And my mom really had wanted to go to Harris Teeter, so we did go to Harris Teeter after that. And then I decided to do a pickup carry-out order for Metro Diner because it's our one of our favorite restaurants to order takeout from. And my parents really wanted to try shrimp and grits. So we did do all of that, and then we got home and ate everything, and I was wiped. I mean, I was really exhausted. I'm sure my parents were totally exhausted too. Um, so I cheated because I actually did this the day before, but I ran out of room. So on Saturday morning, it says that I printed the airline tickets. I actually did that the night before. Um, and that got a little bit confusing because my dad couldn't remember the password to his phone, which would come to be an issue like later on. But I will get into that in a second. So I did, it says parents fly home on that second script. It's really hard to read. I use both the packing icon and the plain icon. I thought those were really cute. Um, and then I was sort of like in a tailspin after, spending 10 days with my parents, like doing all of these things. I was really sad that they were gone. So I did go to the library to return a bunch of books that we had checked out like that first week that they were here. And then I went to Target and I can't remember what I did it like if I was shopping or if I got groceries. Like I think it was groceries. Um, I did film a sticker haul that I can't remember which one it was at this point, but I did film that one when I got back. It was my turn to pick the movie, so we watched The Secret Garden from 1992 or 93. Um, but then I got a call from my mother that was like, "Your father's lost his phone. We don't know where it is." Um, it was a whole ordeal, and the saga of this will continue for the next couple weeks, actually. Um, but long story short, the next day I found out like not only had he lost his phone, but his computer was gone as well. So it was really a struggle. Um, but they did get home okay. Like they deplaned and everything. So on Sunday, we did have avocado toast for breakfast. Because I couldn't make it the day before because the avocados were not ripe yet. I had a really hard time finding ripe avocados. Um, for a while. I don't know if it's just because summer was ending and they were just less available. I don't know what was going on. I did edit and upload a lot of my videos. I watched The Birdcage because I needed to be cheered up. There was a spooky sale from Hannah, so I definitely did that. That was my second order from her. Like within a couple weeks span. So I was like, I'm spending too much money. My husband made pumpkin soup with the fresh pumpkins that he's been growing in our backyard. Yes, I'm aware it is August. I did film a plan with me also, and I did take my medication in the evening. This was kind of a struggle bus day. I was supposed to do something, but I decided not to because I had a bad feeling that my medical procedure like did not go well, and I just didn't want to have that confirmed before I went to the doctor the next day. So anyway, all in all, this was really fun to put together.
Okay, so here you have it. This is the final spread. I think it came out really well. Um, I liked the powder blue is the name of this foil, and I actually think it went perfectly with this kit anyway, regardless of the fact that it was actually supposed to go with a completely different kit before. Um, but it's super cute. I really love all of the different things that make it shimmer. We've got the rose gold, we've got the blue. This was really fun. And I have to say, like, while I like having these scripts done ahead of time, I don't mind my handwriting. So both are fine. But it's just a little bit something that's fun. So thank you so much for watching, and I am going to tease next. Oh, here, I'll just show you all of the pages that I used. So that's done. I had that one left. I used most of these, like a lot of these, and then I didn't use this as much, but that's because it's a memory plan and I wasn't working, so I feel like I didn't need to use these kinds of things. But anyway, I think this came out really well. All right, looking ahead to the next one. Oops, sorry, I have two different sticker things here. Okay. Whoop, whoop. All right, so I hope you stay invested, and I will see you next time. Take care. Bye.